So digging into some specifics now by team member of who you're going to need, right? Back to the lender, the guy who controls all the money. Here's a big list of questions that you can ask them. How much do they do in loan volume? How many loans? Typical closing costs. I'll just click through some of these. I won't read them all to you. You guys can take a look at them and see what you think. Some of the ones that kind of are important right now, we highlighted in yellow for you. How fast can they close on a deal? Right now, speed can be an incentive that can win you offers. So that's a question that I would ask them. Like, once I'm set and good to go, how fast do you think we could close if we needed to be in a rush situation? Because that can win you a deal. A couple days can matter. So that's a good thing to know. If they're a traditional bank or some of the credit unions that people like to use, they're not going to be able to go as fast as some of the other lenders that are out there. And it could cost you a house that you like. Speed can kill deals. So you want to be aware of that. You want to understand, when do they underwrite? So there's a few different steps in the pre-approval process. There's pre-qualifications and pre-approvals. Pre-qualifications aren't worth anything. Don't even get one. Pre-approval is what you want to have. If you're working with B of A, first I would say don't work with B of A and go find somebody else. But they'll do a pre-qualification, which is a pre-approval, but the language gets messed up in real estate and people will think your offer is weaker than it is. So you want to get to a pre-approval. Once you're pre-approved, then there's being fully underwritten, not automated underwritten, fully underwritten. You want to see, when will they fully underwrite you? If you will find a lender that will pre-underwrite you before you have a property identified, there can be value in being able to say that you're fully underwritten. It is not huge. It's a little cherry on top of the cake, but there can be value in being fully underwritten. So it's worth it to know, or how long it will take. And then would ask them, who will you work with most directly? Some lenders are one-man shops and they handle everything themselves. Some lenders have really big teams with a bunch of people that handle different parts of the process. You want to see, like, am I only talking to you at the beginning and then never hearing from you again? Will you be my point of contact? Who's going to be my point of contact? Even we have a team. Alex and I are involved in the front end of the process. Once it's under contract, you are more often talking to Amanda and checking in on stuff like that. We are helping clear conditions and make sure stuff is happening, but the updates and everything are coming from Amanda. We're all included on all the communication. You might want to check on some of these items as well when you're talking to a lender. One thing that I always like to ask people is, what is their process specifically to help me succeed? One, I like to see, do they have a process, or are they just running around flying by the seat of their pants, putting fires out everywhere they go? Or do they have a process and a timeline to move you through, keep things smooth, keep protections in place for things like your earnest money, and to make sure that everything is getting done that's supposed to be getting done? And then how does that process help you? I think that's a great question to ask. What does their ideal client look like is another question that I like to be able to ask, because they might specialize in first-time home buyers and not know a lot about jumbo loan programs or exotic loans for special things like doctors that can have their own loans. They might not know about things like RSUs, which are a thing that a lot of the tech people use. So you want to see, like, what's their ideal client like? Have they worked with somebody like you in the past, and are they really set up to help your situation? You want to be cautious, or at least be informed about, if you're working with somebody that is not well versed in your situation. Not saying don't do it. Sometimes they're going to be really hungry and they're going to do a great job because they want to move into a new space. They want to be really dialed in. They're going to be super attentive to it. So just because they haven't done a bunch of it doesn't mean don't work with them. It just means be aware of that going in. And then I always ask a question along the lines of, what can you do to help them? What can I do to help you? How can I be a good client to work with? What do you need from me to make the process easy and successful for you? I want to work with people that are good and easy to work with, and I want to be somebody that's good and easy to work with. So I like to check in and see, what can I do to make their life easier, to help them out? Not that they're serving me, but I don't want to be a headache by accident for anybody that I'm working with.